I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye. Chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video. This video is titled Who Won the AFL Trades? So I'm just going to be going over the big name trades and what clubs won their prospective deal. I'm going to do a follow-up video to lesser known players and trades that were made and who won those deals as well. But yeah, for this video is mainly just the big guns, the big names, the guys that got traded. So go ahead and kick it off with Tom Lynch. So he was an unrestricted free agent, which means he can pick a club to go to. They then make an offer, and the club that he's an unrestricted free agent for can either make come and agree to that offer and then keep the player. Otherwise, they can say no, and the club that made the offer gets him, and the club that loses the player then gets a compensation pick. So in this case, Tom Lynch left Gold Coast and signed with Richmond, and Gold Coast got pick number 3 in this year's draft. In my opinion, I think Richmond won that deal. I think Tom Lynch is still young enough to have plenty of footy left into him. I know he's had some injuries, but I think a fresh start and a clearer mind, so to speak, he'll be better. I think he's got 50 goals in him next year. That tallied with Jack Rewald, who can get 50 to 60. Josh Caddy, who can get 30 to 40. Dusty Martin, who can get 30, plus Rioli, Jack Higgins, and those small forwards that can kick goals. This just makes Richmond the ultimate threat and will probably, in my opinion, win the flag again next year. But yeah, I know pick 3 is a high pick. For me, it's hard to justify draft picks because it's not consistent enough. I don't think there's enough consistency in high draft picks to rate clubs getting draft picks as part of a deal. But yeah, so for me, Richmond win that deal. Moving on next is the Lachie Neale to Brisbane deal. So Lachie wanted a trade to Brisbane. He eventually got that trade. So he went with pick 30 from Fremantle to Brisbane, and Freo got pick 6, 19, and 55. Again, it's hard to say, but I think Brisbane win this deal because Lachie Neale, again, young player, star midfielder. Brisbane showed this season that they have a good young team that can start to really make some noise in the league, and adding Lachie Neale is huge. Yeah, plus pick 30, a lot of good players get picked up late. A lot of good players, so they could get a guy out of the draft. You never know. But for me, Brisbane win that deal. I know Freo get pick 6 and 19, which are high draft picks, but again, the draft's a lottery. I think they used... Oh, that's right. And then Freo used that pick to get Jesse Hogan. So, not a bad outcome for both clubs there, actually. So, yeah, that's not a bad outcome. But, yeah, just on trade alone, that deal alone, not including Jesse Hogan, Brisbane win that one. Next is Mitch McGovern to Carlton. He got traded... for Carlton's pick 26 and 28, plus Carlton then lost the rights to a Sandford player, that fella Sturt, if I'm right in that, which then Adelaide used those two. So Adelaide got pick 26 and 28 for McGovern, and they used those two picks plus pick 40 to go to Sydney for pick 13. Yeah, look, Mitch McGovern, he's a good player. I don't know if he's a standout player in the league. For me, I think Adelaide win that trade because Carlton then gave up the rights to this player in the Sandford. I think Adelaide are pursuing him. I think he's going to be a good player. Plus pick 13, high draft pick. Again, I know I'm contradicting myself because I said I don't rate draft picks, but they already know a player in the Sandford that's proven himself, and that's, I think, who they're mainly after. So I think Adelaide won that deal there. Wingard to Hawthorn. So Wingard and a future third-round pick got traded to Hawks for Ryan Burton and pick 15 and 35 and a future round 4. I think Port Adelaide win that deal. I think if I'm a Hawks supporter, I'm not super happy with losing Ryan Burton. Wingard's like a small forward midfield type player, which Hawthorn have got a lot of those players that are good players. I don't think they needed that. Another one of those type players. I could be proven wrong very easily next year if they go on to have a dominant season and he has a big impact. He is a good player, Wingard. Definitely rate him. All-Australian for a reason. I just think Ryan Burton is a more important key player. So to lose one of those just to get in a player that's similar to a lot of other players you got, plus pick 15 and 35, I think Port Adelaide won that deal for me anyway. Next trade was Dylan Shield to Essendon. So Dylan Shield and GWS's 2019 second round pick got traded to Essendon for 2018 and 19 first round picks. Essendon win that deal 10 times out of 10. Dylan Shield's a young guy. He's a gun. He's going into a club that's, in my opinion, pretty close to a premiership, if not winning it next year. So Essendon win that deal, hands down for me. Absolutely win that deal. GWS, I think, are going to be on their way out now. They're losing a few players. There's rumour that Josh Kelly's going to leave next year. Who knows? Hanbury from Sydney to St Kilda. So Hanbury went to Saints, and Sydney got pick 39 and a 2019 second round pick. St Kilda win that. Hanbury's young. He didn't have a great year this year. He's a proven All-Australian player. I think, again, fresh start, clear of mind. He's back home. He's going to have a great season. He slots in well with St Kilda's club and their side. I think he's going to have a really good year. And last but not least, a trade that didn't get done. It was Tim Kelly from Geelong to West Coast. West Coast had two, I think it was like 21 and 23 draft picks on the table. Geelong lost in this situation for me because at the end of next season, Tim Kelly walks and we get nothing. We were better off getting picks 21 and 23 for him because it's at least something. Geelong got Tim Kelly this year for pick 24. They got Mitch Duncan at pick 22, I believe. Sam Anagola in the mid-20s. They're good at recruiting players late in the draft and them being stars. I think they should have taken that information that they know they're able to do that. Get the trade, send him home, keep everyone happy, and then you never know, they could have plucked a star out of the draft this year. But they didn't. They got nothing for him. They're going to get nothing for him. And when he walks next year, they're going to look like idiots. Geelong's list manager has come out saying that they're confident they're going to get a long-term deal out of him. They're not. He's very, very open about going home. His wife is very open about going back home. Dumb by them. But anyway, that's this video. Like I said, there'll be a follow-up with lesser-known players and trades that were done. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you the next one.
I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye. I miss the sweet Kanye, chop up the beast Kanye.